Hello, folks. Welcome to my YouTube channel. We're back in here today, and we're going to talk about how you've already gotten into the narcissistic relationship with the narcissist. You after you guys has been together for a little while, and the narcissist is starting to act a little bit different already. Well, just to let you know, folks, walking on eggshells is not going to stop the narcissist whenever he decides to let the mask slip. He will go ahead and go into a rage with no matter how good you are or quiet you are, folks, because that's how narcissists are. It doesn't have anything to do with you, folks. It's all about the narcissist. It's about the pattern that he lives under. And just you being there causes him to go off and start wanting to abuse you. It may start out with emotional abuse at first, but then it starts escalating into physical abuse. Because all the narcissists that I ever had, folks, they were physically abusive. And, to me, it just seems like they all are so similar that they would probably all be that way, folks. That's just me putting all of them in the same category together because they're so much alike. All except for the malignant narcissist, folks. The malignant narcissist is a little bit worse, but they are similar with you trying to be good. And when they get ready to go off the deep end and start abusing, it doesn't have anything to do with you. It's their pattern, folks. It's the way they are. But the malignant narcissist is a little bit more abusive because they are higher on the abuse pattern because of all the things that they went through as a child or whatever, folks. It's kind of like they're reverting back to their childhood in a way. Just like an elderly person, how they revert back to their childhood, but the narcissist has a different way about them. And no matter what, it doesn't take much to set the narcissist off. So walking on eggshells is not going to do you any good, folks. And if you see me raising my eyebrows, that means I'm serious, because I've been there and done that, folks, and I tried that myself. I tried to be on my best behavior, because at that time I was the same way. I felt like it was my fault and maybe there was something I was doing. But no, it wasn't about me, folks, because I know that I'm a loving, empathetic, kind person and that I was not really that way. But at that time, I was so beat down by the narcissist folks that I started blaming everything on myself. But it didn't have anything to do with me, it had to do with them, folks, and the pattern that they was going by. And that's just how they are, folks. Once the love bombing stage wears out, it's over with. You just have to keep yourself as safe as possible. And if you decide to live with that narcissist, folks, just know that the abuse is going to ramp up no matter how good you are or how you try to appease the narcissist. The narcissist doesn't care. He wants supplies, so he's going to be a drama king. in every way, shape, and form, folks, and there's nothing you can do about it except, excuse me, pray for that he doesn't get real bad with it or anything in the way of hurting you or anything, folks, because they are dangerous, folks. You know, they could push you against something and cause you to hit your head on something, or throw something at you and hit you in the head, or, you know, because I've been watching survivor stories, folks, on the things that the ladies went through, and you should hear some of the stories that they talk about. They're really something to hear, you know, if you are dealing with a narcissist in any way. These people are very controlling, and they're only out for themselves, folks, and they're going to be selfish and do whatever it is that they're going to do, no matter what. You could be the best person on this earth because you're the loving, empathetic person that you are. It doesn't make any difference to the narcissist. That's just how they are, and you're not going to change them. And so trying to fix one is not going to help because they can't be fixed, folks. The best therapist in the world can't fix these guys, folks. They choose to be that way. And, you know, it probably would be worth your while to maybe find out the history of that narcissist and find out if they were, what happened to them when they were children and stuff, folks. Because I knew what made the kids' daddy the way he was because of the things. His family was a family of narcissists, so they always had drama going on no matter what in that family. So I found out about that, and I knew the history of him. I sat back and watched everything happen, folks. His daddy had an addiction to alcohol real bad, and his mother didn't drink, so, you know, you know how that goes, folks. If you got one mate that don't drink and one that does, pretty much the fight's on, you know. And that's how that goes. But I wasn't too sure about the other ones. I did know about that one in Lebanon, Kentucky. He, uh, his mom had gotten a divorce from her husband, and she remarried again. And the stepdaddy was a narcissist too, so she was drew into that relationship with that narcissist. And later on, the step parent had started mistreating my ex and pushed him down the steps when he was a little boy. And I think he had to have stitches in his head, and he always abused that little boy. So then my ex he wound up being a malignant narcissist, folks, because that stepdaddy abused him on a regular basis. And that's what caused him to be a malignant narcissist, folks. He took it out on everybody that he ever came into contact with. And from that time on, he just become a full-blown malignant narcissist. And that was his past. But we're not supposed to feel sorry for them, folks, or try to fix them, because if they really and truly wanted to be fixed, as an adult, they would go to a therapist or something like that and try to fix themselves. But because they don't go to the therapist, that right there proves that they don't want to be fixed. So, what I would do if I were in your all's shoes, if you are with a narcissist, I would make safety plans and try to get out as quick as possible. And don't look back and don't stay in contact with them, folks. Because when I made up in my mind that there wasn't going to be no more narcissists in my life, folks, I was able to control that by staying single for 2 years. And I didn't let nobody into my life because I'd already been beaten down and I needed to heal. And so I took that 2 years for myself and got well, folks. And you can do it too, folks. And you know what to do in the way of safety. And we will get back in here and we'll talk about this some more, folks. And don't try to fix the narcissist. Well, thank you for joining my YouTube channel, folks. You have a nice day and a blessed day too, folks. You got this. You're awesome. Bye bye.